Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the weekly Monday Motivation Podcast and Videocast. No more excuses. I am your host, Sandy Ballard, the Badass Business Coach. Yes, I'm enjoying being outside still. It is California, and I'm thankful for that. I'm grateful, for the opportunity to be here. I'm grateful for this weather, and that's what last week was all about. So hopefully you are back to work, had a wonderful vacation or time off. Can't always call it time off vacation, but maybe you traveled. And for those of you who are out of the United States, if you listened, if you didn't, you need to. But hopefully you followed along and thought about who were you thankful for. How are you going to show appreciation? Because that's what everything was about last week, was really just digging in and saying, okay, thank you. And trying to figure out different ways to show your appreciation to those who've helped you all year. And that's always something I ask my clients at the end of every year, between now and Christmas when I see them, or now and the end of the year even, is who's helped you the most? And then how will you show your appreciation? So, thank you again for being here, for investing in you. And it's a little noisy today. I guess getting back to it. So I'll apologize for the background noise, but I've moved 3 times and it is what it is. So I'm looking at, wow, we have 5 weeks left in the year and 4 weeks until Christmas holiday and some other holidays start, things like that. So, wow. It sounds like someone threw a keg in the back of the truck there. So, looking at before the holidays are starting and before you get, caught off track again, what can you do to really push to finish the year strong, right? So, what will you do? I've shared off and on throughout the whole year, when I've gotten off track and what I've done to get back on track. And now with this year, we're down to the last few weeks, down to the last, like I said, 4 to 5 weeks, because you might be off that last week. What I'm going to really do is be very, very, very intentional with my time. And plus, I'm traveling. For those of you who've listened or know me or watched social media, I'll be in Indiana from December 5th to the 10th. Anyway, so, taking that into consideration, where I'll be doing client meetings, strategy sessions, book signing events, and all that. So that takes that week out, even though it's full of meetings and events. It still removes a week where I can be super intentional and focused on work and on you, but I'll also be working with clients and having some fun as well. But, that is one of the things I'm just crazy grateful for, all the opportunities, people who stepped up and said, hell yes, I'll host a book signing and event for you. And it's also a client spotlight. So at each client or at each book signing, I want the opportunity to give back to a client. So I want to showcase one or more of them. So I've invited clients to be with me at those events and share their successes, share their books or their products, their services. So that's one way I thought I could give back to them and show my appreciation. So thinking about that, what can you do to continue to show your appreciation throughout the rest of the year, and to even, like I said, dig in and be intentional? What will you do, right? So, like I said, I'm going to really, really dig deeper into what I'm doing each week and even blocking off time. I have one client I talked with a lot about blocking off time, for her, what she needs to do. I have a few clients that really need larger blocks of time, like 3 to 4 hours at a time, to without disruption, to really think, be creative, or put their packages and their projects together and things like that. So, if you have end of the year projects or things you really want to focus on, maybe you're recreating next year's marketing plan or strategy plan, and you need a block of time to do that, make sure you really focus on that. I've talked a lot off and on throughout the year about um, those, oh, now I just forgot the name of what we call it, but where you just get laser focused, you take 90 minutes, a sprint session. So you just take it, and there's a few of us that have done those together throughout the year, and we just say, okay, Tuesday at 9 a.m. we're going to get together, which virtually, or we're just texting and saying, okay, you ready to start? You turn on your favorite music, or complete quiet. Make sure you let everyone know that you need that time. So you're setting up the boundary, right? You're setting up the boundary. You're setting up that expectation that you will not be answering emails, phone calls, text, Instagram, direct messages, anything. No WhatsApp either. You're going to be focused and intentional and block that time out. But that's the biggest thing, setting up those boundaries and those expectations. That's how you get shit done, right? Again, things happen throughout the year, things happen throughout the day. I've talked about that the last month and a half of how my shit's gone sideways. So, it's just a matter of how you are going to recover and how you're going to finish the year strong. Don't know what is going on back behind me, but clearly that was a distraction. So looking at that, so for me, blocking out time, I'm going to block out at least 2 hours every day for the rest of the year. And I'm going to work on my marketing strategy. That's why I mentioned marketing strategy, and really setting up what I'm going to do, whether it's pricing, whether it's other networking opportunities, and whether it's other ways I can help other people. And a way I can help them finish the year strong. And I found out what that noise was. It's landscaping, blowing the leaves. Yes. So thankful for them. Grateful that they're here so I don't trip over a leaf. I don't know. It keeps everything looking pretty. So anyway, what will you do? What can you do? Whether it's daily or weekly. Remember those recurring actions. Those are the things that help you create habits, stronger, healthier habits. And when I talked about boundaries and expectations, are those things that you need to set up and be clearer about for next year. Mm-hmm. Yes. So while I'm in India, I'm doing a strategy session with a client who had some crazy success, except it got him in a little bit overwhelmed, and it got him to where he wasn't able to spend the time to pay attention to some details. So a few things went sideways. Yeah, some shit went sideways, but he still had a great year. But he isn't where he thought he'd be with all that success. So looking at that, I've said a lot, slow down to speed up. And what that means is slow down so you stop making mistakes. Guess what? Then you're speeding up because you're not having to go do something 2 or 3, 4 times. You're not having to call a customer back because you've upset them. You don't have to spend more money. Time is money, right? To fix things. So slow down to speed up. Maybe that will be the theme for 2023, right? So just looking at that, what can we do? What can you do? And is there anything I can do to help you? So I'd love to hear from you on, if there's something you want to hear about in the new year from me. I know I sound like a broken record a lot of times, and that's because sometimes you don't always hear it until you need to hear it, or sometimes you hear it and then you don't, maybe not listen again, and you don't get the same message. Hopefully, you say stuff enough times. Was it 7 times marketing messages before you get it? But sometimes we hear it at the right time. So for those of you that have driven crazy because I've gotten on my soapbox about practicing what you preach, it's what helps me practice what I preach, about creating healthier habits, creating stronger boundaries, setting up expectations. It's because those are the things that are going to help you finish the year strong, start the year strong, achieve the success you desire. So again, what will you do in the month of December, starting this week, to help you finish the year strong? What's maybe just one thing you will do daily or weekly to help you keep the momentum going, to be as intentional as you can be, and to finish the year strong? I know I've said that about 20 times. All right. What will you do? I look forward to hearing from you. Email me, sandy@sandyballard.com, because my mother was a pain in the ass. So the Sandy is with an I. Don't forget that if you're new. And I look forward to hearing from you no matter what. I look forward to hearing from you and how I can help you. And don't forget to show my appreciation. Anyone who contacts me from this podcast, mention that you're a podcast listener and you get a 30-minute free coaching call. All right. Have a great week. I look forward to hearing from you and how you're going to get back into it from the Thanksgiving break, if that's what you celebrate, and just how you're going to be intentional every day, every week to help you. All right. I look forward to hearing from you. Cheers.